Hi, I'm with the Elisa team. Today, we're going to talk about something we think is, well, absolutely critical. It's a blueprint for the future of democracy. And we want to explore this really fundamental problem we're seeing in our digital world. How do we build better, more inclusive tools for all of us to engage with our communities? So let's just jump right in with a question that really gets to the heart of it. Why does every single government seem to reinvent the wheel when it comes to digital participation? I mean, think about it. From a tiny town council to a huge national government, they all start from scratch, building these online tools for citizens. We see this pattern everywhere, and honestly, it's just so inefficient. And the crazy part is, even though they're all starting from scratch, the challenges they're facing are, well, they're universal. Every democracy on the planet is trying to solve the exact same puzzles. How do we get more people involved? How do we make our decisions more transparent? How do we actually listen to public input on things that matter, like local budgets or big national policies? It's a struggle everyone shares. Okay, but here's the good news. The solution doesn't need to be reinvented either. This idea of a shared approach, it's not some pie-in-the-sky theory. It's actually happening right now. There are mature, open-source platforms out there that are working at a massive scale. I mean, look at Console. It's a tool for citizen participation that has reached over 100 million people. And to see them, it's being used in more than 30 countries. These aren't little experiments. These systems are proven, they're robust, and they're out there. So if we know collaboration works, what's the flip side? What's the real cost of not working together? You know, there's a really steep and often hidden price that comes with every single government trying to solve this on their own, in isolation. And when you put them side by side, the difference is, it's just stark. On one hand, you've got these isolated builds. That means duplicated costs again and again. It means inconsistent, sometimes really risky security. And it means all that knowledge gets fragmented and lost. Every lesson has to be learned the hard way. But then you look at shared platforms. The costs are shared, so they're way lower. The security is robust because it's publicly audited by tons of experts. And the knowledge? It's collaborative, it's always evolving. To us, the choice seems pretty obvious, right? This leads us to really the core of our vision. It's a fundamental shift in how we think about these tools. We need to stop seeing them as one-off projects and start treating them as a new kind of essential public infrastructure. And there's a name for this, a global public good. Just imagine for a second, what if digital tools for democracy were like a public library or a park, something that's shared, totally open, and trustworthy? An infrastructure that's built together by everyone and is available for any community, anywhere, to use and adapt for their own needs. That's the future we're trying to build. Now, this whole approach is guided by three really simple but incredibly powerful principles. First, radically open and reusable. No black boxes. Second, provably honest and secure. This means using things like modern cryptography to actually build trust right into the system itself. And third, modular and adaptable. So a government can just pick and choose the pieces it needs, like building with Legos. And look, this isn't just a theoretical wish list. This philosophy has been proven to work on a massive scale. I mean, just look at Estonia. Their X-Road digital infrastructure is the perfect real-world example of this build once, reuse widely model. It powers literally thousands of e-services and has become the digital backbone for their entire nation. It can be done. Okay, so the big question is, how does a government actually do this? A grand vision is great, but, making it a reality, that requires a practical, safe pathway, one that builds public trust and manages risk every single step of the way. So what we recommend is a phased rollout. You start small, you move from low risk to high impact. Step 1, just get the information out there with open information portals, simple and safe. Step 2, introduce tools for people to make proposals and deliberate. Step 3, try out some non-binding polls. Gauge public opinion without any huge consequences right away. Then, and only then, do you move on to bigger things like participatory budgeting. And finally, you can expand the scope from there. Each step builds on the success and trust of the one before it. And again, this is field tested. This isn't just something we cooked up. You look at the Better Reykjavik platform in Iceland. They have successfully implemented hundreds of ideas that came directly from citizens. Or Porto Alegre in Brazil. Their participatory budgeting process grew over a decade to become a system that genuinely shapes the entire city. It just goes to show you that starting small can lead to absolutely transformational change. So this is the part where we talk about you. Because this isn't just a project for governments or big institutions. No way. Building this future requires a whole community, and that absolutely includes you. Everyone has a role to play here.
So, if you're a developer, a researcher, a designer, your expertise is frankly invaluable. You can contribute to open source projects, you can help audit these systems and make them more secure, and you can work on making them accessible and usable for everyone. Your skills are needed. Now, if you're an engaged citizen or an advocate, your voice is so crucial. The best thing you can do is use the platforms that already exist in your area. Give feedback, make them better. And most importantly, be a champion for these proven open tools in your own community. Go ahead, ask your local leaders, why are we reinventing the wheel? And finally, for the funders and policymakers out there, you have the power to really accelerate this entire shift. You can support the maintainers who keep this open source code alive. You can fund the independent security audits that are so critical for building public trust. And you can integrate these shared platforms right into your public action plans. You're the ones who can provide the resources to turn great ideas into secure, sustainable infrastructure. So it really feels like we're at a crossroads. We can keep going down this path of costly fragmentation where everyone is on their own, or we can choose to build something better, a shared foundation of trustworthy, adaptable, democratic infrastructure that works for everyone. You know, the technology is here, the models are proven to work, and the need for this has never, ever been greater. So the only question left is the one we want to leave you with. Are we ready to build the future of democracy together?